finally saw Sinners. I'm not gonna spoil the movie for anybody, but I'll give my general thoughts on the movie. Number one, two things. My expectations were cautiously optimistic. I was hearing a lot of people talk about how amazing the movie was. Hearing surprising, insane reviews from people who are very contrarian and very critical of certain films. So to see certain people I thought would be like, whatever to this, saying that it was legit great. Going in to see it, I will say this before I just give my general thoughts on it. I was both not as impressed as I thought I would be, but way more impressed than I thought I would be. If that makes sense. Because like again, people's expectations, I was usually thinking this was going to be like a movie that blew my mind. It didn't really do that, right? It didn't blow my mind just because I think my expectations were like just too astronomically high. But for what the movie was accomplishing, I was very impressed. Like I was thoroughly impressed. This was a movie, horror movie, I would say, but more of historical fiction. It was very engrossing. I understand why people were talking about spin-offs because I legit cared about this world, the dynamics of this world, the communities of this world. And I liked how it didn't look down on Southern culture in a way. That despite the hardship that these people go through, these people still just living their lives. These people still get together, hang out. Like people are still making do despite the hardships and what's going on. I will say personally, the scene of Sammy doing music, beautiful. Simply beautiful. I'm seeing niggas say they gotta watch it 3 or 4 times to catch everything. Bro, listen, bro. There wasn't shit in there that I needed to watch 3 or 4 times to catch the first time. I want to watch it again just because I was actually just that entertained. Like I don't need to catch nothing. Like I was a hawk to a lot of them details. This was quality storytelling. And for anybody who's ever been around me, they know one of the things I talk about more than anything is character building and world building without exposition. There was never a point in time where like we learned about these characters because somebody was just explaining shit. Like they'll make a little allusion to conversations, or y'all left here, but they never really explicitly said it was gangsters until he was talking to Shorty about him robbing people and shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like we were kind of seeing them come back to a place and getting hints to their history, getting hints to certain things. Subtle, withdrawn storytelling. I will say the only thing is, the movie does take a time to really get going. I argued that as both a good and bad thing to me because I think that the actual world building of the setting was super interesting. Like again, it doesn't feel like a horror movie to me, more so just like an historical fiction, but in a good way. Like I generally was entertained by the performance by Michael B. Jordan as the two brothers. Some people say it's like completely transformative. I will say, it's definitely a unique role that Michael B. Jordan plays in the movie. I personally enjoy his acting. But really, Shorty who plays Smoke's love interest, to me personally, I enjoyed her acting the most. Sam is one of the better actors in the movie. And he's surrounded by some quality actors. It was some quality acting. The main villain, I actually did like the dynamic of he was somebody who's also had his song and history stripped from him. You know what I mean? So like he's been trying to convert people to his form of family and harmony, but it's like indoctrination. Like it was real subtle. It was real subtle. Like this was this was an ally turned against us. You know what I'm saying? I do see people calling it demonic. They're taking it as it's like condemnation of the church. I would say that the black church, the real black church, is fully understanding of what the movie is actually saying. I will critique to that. No, this movie does not condemn God and tell people to abandon the church. No. But what it tells people is to be mindful of people who use the word of God to suck the life out of you. to abuse you, to be an energy vampire. And some of the folklore that they use for the vampires is actually stuff that I've heard, especially being in the South. Because before I moved to Georgia, I lived in North Carolina. I mean, I'm technically a Yankee nigga. I come from Maryland, but Maryland is in the Mason Dixon line, so whatever. But I spent a lot of my life in the South. You know what I mean? And so you hear a lot of these folklores and now splitting poles and superstitions and things. So it was really interesting to see a lot of that play out in this movie, and how modern and how in the past it felt at the same time when he saw them dudes of the chain gang. Like, yo, man, y'all keep your heads up, man. Dude just shot his rifle just to remind them niggas, hey, back in line, like, damn. Shit the same, shit's different at the same time. I was like, damn. That shit there, bro. That shit there. That movie's good, man. That movie's good as hell. But I will say, man, definitely go see that movie. I personally enjoyed it. I thought the ending with Smoke, that was beautiful. That was beautiful. There were some scenes here that were generally beautiful. Some beautiful scenes. Some good storytelling. I really enjoyed this movie. Like I definitely enjoyed this movie. Again, really weird. Like, I don't know why I feel that way. I feel like I was looking to be super impressed. Like, oh my God, it's incredible. But in not being like super impressed, I'm still thoroughly satisfied with the movie experience. I argue that while, yes, I think the beginning was a little slow, it was still entertaining with the world building. I was entertained by the characters. I was entertained by them building for the club, and I was entertained by all that. I was really entertained by the introduction of the villain. I thought that was a very unique introduction. It did a bit of world building for this world that they're living in. It very fascinating. Some people said they want prequels in this world. I think Ryan Coogler does have an IP he really can mine. So I think he was smart in building it. I know more than likely he probably had more things in the cut for this franchise. Hopefully it is. Hopefully it's just a standalone, or maybe he just has a connected universe of movies that may just be set in this whole fictional retelling of rural America. I don't know, but I don't want to see him do Blue Marvel. I don't want to see him do anything with Marvel and DC. I want Ryan Coogler to keep making shit like this. If this is the shit he do when he's left his own devices, like, and I'm a nigga who did not like Black Panther. I loved it for what it stood for as a moment, but like, I didn't really care for Black Panther as a film. I felt Ryan Coogler has a cut of that movie cut somewhere, because for this movie to be this, what it was, he don't need to do no super. Let him do shit like this. I like this movie. I like how the movie ended. There was a lot of love and adoration for Black culture, for our history. It was so palpable, and it was so palpable without being like derivative and like corny. Like, it was beautiful. Like, you could tell he has a deep love for Southern Black history, and to see it honored in this way, to see it revered and respected in this way for an aspect of Black history that's often, it's respected but not given the true glory that it deserves, for people deprived of the resources that even other Black people had in other areas of the United States. Still created culture and life that moved mountains. This movie is pretty good, man. I'm gonna watch it again. I think I missed another post credit scene, but this movie is good. This movie is good. I definitely recommend anyone going to watch the movie, dissect the movie. That's my only criticism I say, is that it does take a second to get going. I saw the spit scene everyone was talking about. That shit was just nasty to me. Like, that shit was just nasty. It didn't really do nothing for me. But with that being said, everything building up to that, I was thoroughly engaged. Great movie. Great fucking movie. No spoilers for me. Great fucking movie. I'd give it a solid 8.5.